Hi, my name is Jasper and welcome back to the channel. In case you're new here, I'm an entrepreneur and remote marketing consultant, and in this video I want to talk about 5 things that I wish I knew when I first started becoming a marketing consultant. I first started my business when I was still in college, and I have grown this business to a 6-figure business over the past 10 years. Now, there are a couple of things that I learned along the way that I really wished that someone would have told me right at the beginning when I was starting this journey. The first thing is really focus on one aspect of marketing in my case. So what do I mean with that? When I first started, I basically offered all the services that I could possibly offer to clients. If they needed a website, done. If they needed a social media campaign, sure. Do they need an online advertising campaign on Google? You got it. But this also meant that I wasn't really focusing on getting really good at one specific thing. No, once I discovered that it was better for me to focus on one thing, I decided to focus on Google search ads to begin with. I went to multiple of the courses that Google offered at the time. I also went to multiple of the events that Google offered at the time, where they had very interesting speakers with a lot of experience in search ads, and I learned a lot this way. I also started to establish my brand and my presence within the space, and I met a lot of interesting people during these events as well. Once you are really good at this specific service that you're offering to clients, you can then always expand to other services as well. But I would suggest doing it one at a time and really make sure that you have a very good offering for that specific service before you move on to the next one. This will make sure that you only offer the highest quality to your clients. The second one, your personal brand matters. Make sure you have an online presence, like a personal website, and also talk about your expertise on online channels as well, like for example LinkedIn or YouTube. This will make sure that people get to know you for the expertise that you have, and this is also one of the reasons why it's better to focus on one thing, because it will be way easier for people to remember you for one service than to remember you for a whole lot of different services. And I know from experience that even if you are offering multiple services, people will probably know you as the Google Ads guy or the website guy. More often than not, they will never link you to all the different services that you have to offer. No, I know this takes a lot of time, and in the beginning it will feel as it's not really worth it because it's not bringing in any money for you, but I promise you it will be worth it to build your personal brand. The third one is all about when you are pitching a client. When you are pitching to a client, you want to make it as easy as possible for them to work with you. Allow me to explain. If you are offering your services to a client and let's say you decided to have multiple services, it's pretty hard for the client to see the specific reason why they need to work with you. No, when you are offering a specific service for them, and if you did your research, which you should have, and you really create an offer that's specific for their situation at that exact time, this will make it way easier for them to start working with you. This is something that I also experience when I am working with contractors, for example. If they make it easy for me to work with them, the chances are way higher that I will actually start working with them. Now, this also means that when you are pitching the idea to the client, that you need to have clear next steps, that you need to be very clear about the value that you can offer them, and also where the opportunity lays for them. Just remember that options aren't always better. The fourth, sometimes it's better to not take on a project even if you are perfectly qualified for it. It can be way more important to decide which projects you do not want to do than the projects that you decide to do. There is something called cost of opportunity, which means that when you are taking on a project that you really don't like, but you do want to take it because of the money, for example, and let's say a week later a project comes along that's something that you really would love to do, you aren't able to do this project because you don't have the time anymore. So it's way better to say like, okay, I'll decide not to do this specific project because it's not really my thing, and then just wait out for a better project to come along. It's not only for the cost of opportunity and for being able to do the projects that you love doing, but also if you are working on projects that you don't really like doing, you won't feel really great at the end of the day, so it wouldn't be that great for your mental health either. And I think your personal happiness definitely is worth something as well. And last but not least, like Steve Jobs said it best, Stay hungry, stay foolish. You don't really want to get comfortable. Comfort is where all your ambitions go to die. And you want to make sure that you always want to keep learning, that you always want to stay curious when you are talking to people, when you are seeing new things. And the more that you try to stay curious about the world around you, the more you will also see the opportunities that can bring you to the next level. Now, that's it for this video. Let me know which of these tips you like best. If there's anything that you maybe learned since you started your own journey, something that you wished you had known before, leave it in the comments below. Also, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel for weekly new videos each Wednesday, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!